All right, today I would like to finally add a limitation on ammo, as well get in reloading. Currently you can just fire an unlimited amount of shots and there are no restrictions on it. Show you real quick, get everything sorted here. You see there's no ammo counter. I do have health and whatnot, but there's no ammo counter and it's just unlimited firing. So I'm going to get that taken care of today. I already have an ammo setting inside my weapon scripts. Let me go to that real quick. By the way, I have a Trello for this, and let me get you that link real quick. That way you can track and see what's left and changes I made. You can also join my server for those. This is really close to being done. Let's get those out there. There's my Discord, and there is my Trello as well. Oh, that kind of got mashed up together. Let me do that one more time. Discord, Trello. Okay, so Trello isn't just for FPS land either. You can also find out where I'm standing in my current tutorials, what I need to fix, and what I'm working on or plan to work on as well. So if you're at all curious, feel free to bookmark the Trello, and also I'm going to make a channel on my server as well to provide updates, and that's going to come. All right, so back to what I was. I need to go to my weapon here, and I believe I have my ammo, my fire rate, and all that stuff all set and done right here. Now let's see, I need to have a way to check how much ammo is left. And right now that's not in the weapon script because not all weapons will use ammo. That's actually in the firearm script. Okay, probably needs to be public. There's a chance I'll change these around as I go, but for now I'm going to make them public so I can just access them as I need them. All right. So let's go to my weapon again. I'm going to do public clip size, or that'd be an integer size, get return 0. It needs to be a virtual. Override this. There you go. I'm going to add one real quick for maximum ammunition count. I'm actually going to rename this full spelling. Okay. It also needs to be an override. All right. Now, I probably didn't actually have to do this just now. I just realized a better way to do this. I already have a method set up. I totally forgot about it. Okay. So let me just make a new method. This is one of those things I did off camera. I totally forgot about it. Is clip empty, turn false by default. Is ammunition returns if this weapon is empty of all ammunition. Returns if this weapon current clip is empty of ammunition. All right. So I need to override those, get rid of this. I don't know why I did this. At least I came to the same thought without knowing I had that code there already, so that's good. Which means I probably don't need this private or public either, but we'll come back to that later. All right, so I need to override is ammunition empty, and override is clip empty. Okay, now I'm just going to copy my comments real quick. I wish there was a way to like auto copy the comments from the method or class or whatever it is you're overriding. That would be really awesome. Maybe there is a way and I just don't know about it. That would be fantastic. Okay, so you start off with that much ammo, and I need to populate ammo because that currently is not a thing. So let's do private int current clip ammunition 0. I'll just leave it at this because it's 0 by default. This is current amount of ammunition in the clip. Private int current remaining current amount of ammunition remaining in total. All right, so I don't really need to synchronize these with other players, but I probably will anyway, because then I can just do it under awake, and rather than doing like on-start server and on-start client and so on, I can just do it under awake. And since these are integer values, the memory is already used up by just reserving it, so I don't care if they have values or not. So I'm going to do private void first initialize. Meantime, initializes this script for use should only be completed once. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in here. Then I'm going to do current clip ammunition equals clip size, and current remaining ammunition equals, I actually meant to use the capital one, maximum ammunition count. Okay, so that will give us ammo right away. So let's set up a UI for this real quick before we get too carried away in the code. Going over to my offline gameplay dependencies and gameplay canvases, I have a vital canvas and a respawn canvas. I need I guess this would just be current weapon canvas. I say active weapon canvas. Yeah, that's fine. We'll call it that. And I need to make a new script real quick. Just going to duplicate the vitals ones. Active weapon canvas. I'm gonna throw errors because I just duplicated it. Oh, I do not have namespaces set up for my vitals canvas. Go take a quick look at that. I do for this one, for that one. All right, I need to add the namespaces real quick. Keep everything tidy. Take a second. Copy. way down. There we go. Kind of a long namespace, but helps keep things from conflicting. Realistically, you probably wouldn't have this header. Maybe you, if this wasn't an asset, you probably wouldn't have this header, or this one probably either. So realistically, it's not terribly long. Kind of seems that way. All right, so I got my canvases with their namespaces. Now I need to set up my active weapon canvas. I know right away I'm going to probably want an icon for the weapon, but I'm not going to have that set up just yet. But I will work on the ammo. So let's do very empty. Actually, I'm going to check something real quick. Googling things. On my other screen here, I am basically just looking at canvases on other games just to get an idea. Okay. I'm looking at CSGO specifically, by the way. I don't know if you guys notice this, but my health bar resembles CSGO very precise way. So I'm going to copy the ammo canvas the same way. So let's just do and probably just going to the lower right. I'm going to go into 2D mode so I can see what I'm designing more easily. Out here, there we go. I want it to probably be the same height as the health one, so I'm going to actually copy these values. I like that they're uneven numbers. Doesn't actually mean anything, I just don't like it. Okay, so I got that. I'm going to copy the background, drop that under the ammunition. I need to stretch it out so it's under the right side. And don't need a fill bar, but I do need 2 text bars. And I need an icon. That doesn't look like on CSGO it actually shows the weapon icon. So I'm going to probably not add a new text component, or rather, let's just take this one. There, text. Align it to right. All right, so this is probably going to be the current clip. Be right here. And I don't imagine any of the clips are going to hold more than like 150 or 300, more than 3 digits. They're not going to hold more than 3 digits. So I'll keep that like so. And this actually needs to be aligned on the left. Let's see, current clip. Can you guys hear me? YouTube just threw a warning at me, but it seems kind of weird because I tested audio. All right, give me 1 sec. I'm gonna do a quick audio check on my side. Okay, audio is working. YouTube's just lying to me. So I'm going to ignore that. Separator. Text. This is just going to be like a slash. All that is. And then total ammunition text. That over. All right, so total ammunition is probably going to look something like this. Current clip is probably going to look something like this most of the time. Probably okay. I do want the total ammunition to be a little bit smaller though. Like 30, 34, and it to be, I don't need to be that wide, so I'm going to it. Again, I just want to make sure that it can hold up to 3. Okay, looks good. I'm going to move it over a time. I don't need this to be huge either. All right, I think that looks okay for now. It's a bit spread out, but I'm not too concerned for a first draft. That over, and I suppose it doesn't really matter if it's aligned to the left or right because I have the text sent. This is where aligning it to the left would have come if I resized it. It wouldn't have up on me like it did. Or the right, sorry, not the left. Okay, so that's fine for now. Like I said, it's not going to be, it's just kind of a temporary setup to get things going. So I need to go to my script and I need to set up field for it. Let's see. Need current clip text. Text to show ammunition remaining in the current clip. Fill image, that's not being used. Delete that. Health background's not being used. And I need to duplicate this. Text to show total ammunition remaining in the weapon. Okay, now if I go back to this real quick, I want to make sure I got my naming right. It just helps if everything's the same name. It's a lot easier to find things. All right, so on character updated, on character respawn, this is so I can get the health because it's from the health stuff, but I actually need to just get the weapon information. So I think on CSGO, if you fire your weapon, I don't think the total ammunition goes down until you reload. Fairly sure that's how it works. Not positive though. But I guess I need to set up ways to listen to weapon change events. So I need to go into my weapon handler. I need to make some events for it. Do public event action integer on clip remaining changed, dispatched whenever ammunition clip changes. Going to need another one real quick. Dispatch whenever total ammunition in the weapon changes. Okay, so now I can listen to these. They don't do anything yet, but whenever the clip or whatever changes in the weapon, I can dispatch these, and whatever is listening to them can basically alter their actions based on that. So I only need to do it when the character is updated. I don't care when the character respawns. Get rid of that. All right, so whenever the character is updated, so this is basically when they're spawned for the first time, I'm going to do weapon handler wh equals object.get component weapon handler, and then I'm going to subscribe to some events. wh.on clip remain.change. All right, got something for that. wh.on total ammunition change plus equals, and I have something for that now. Delete this old code. Now I need to go back to these. Very lazily, just going to copy these over. That to the word receive, because this is not actually dispatching anything. It's just whenever the thing dispatches itself. Okay. Total. I'm gonna put ammunition, or I don't know my field names in this case. I'm going to rename this to weapon handler. Another one. All right. Now all I have to do is total ammunition text.text equals ammo.toString. All right. And now for the clip remaining, basically the same thing. Current clip text dot text equals ammo.toString. And now I need to dispatch events and such and set all that up. This is all old code, so I'm just going to get rid of that. That apparently, not using that. All right. Also, one thing I did get to mention is I forgot to, probably should have uninitialized these as well on destroy. These aren't ever actually destroyed, but it's all right. So I actually do need to be able to access these probably. How am I going to do that? I have ones for is clip empty, mission empty. I could just as well make override some accessors for these, but I think to maintain the structure, I'm going to do it as a method. I think in CSGO when your ammo gets low, I think it might change colors. I'm not sure. I have to start it up and find out. But that's a bit of fancy things I probably won't do right now. If I find out that that is the case, I'll probably change it off camera, but not right now. Over a couple things. All right, so firearm. I need to go down. Public override int. Current clip remaining. That's actually just going to do return current clip ammunition. Public override int. Return total ammunition remaining. That will be, I really don't know how I want to do this. I'm just going to return the total for now. And I need to add some logic to this as well. All right, so basically ammunition is empty if there's nothing in the clip and there's nothing in reserve. I feel like this should say reserve ammunition. I'll think about that later. No reason to really overdo it at this. All right, so I believe under, I do assign these values under first initialize. So now I need to hook all this up and make sure that the weapon cannot fire unless there's ammunition left in the clip as well, total ammunition. So let's go over to my weapon handler where I will probably need to set that up. Going to be under update and check fire. Now it's going to do if not ammunition available, which is not a method I made yet, then return. So basically, if there's no ammunition available in the weapon, then exit the method. All right. Going to very easily just do a weapon dot is clip empty. Except I need to do not because I want it to return true if this is false. Okay. So I have everything set up and I should be able to fire. Right now it doesn't actually take away from the ammo. And it doesn't set these either because nothing's dispatched yet. So if I were to actually go to my weapon here, you can see that this starts off with 25 bullets with a maximum count of 90. So right away you can see that that's wrong. So that's something I need to hook up. To do that, I probably should do it on client start, and if has authority, clip remaining change dot invoke, and I'm going to do weapon dot turn clip remaining. I'm going to do on total ammunition change dot invoke, and I'm going to do weapon dot return total ammunition remaining. I just want to make sure that the weapon index is valid. It should be because I'm calling this right here, but just in case, first. All right, now let's try this one more time, see what happens. All right, so I got an error right away. See what's going on. Looks like it's a null exception. So let's take a quick look. Well, that's not helpful. Let's see where it occurred exactly. Weapon handler, line 114. Right there. Okay, so this is probably null right here, which it shouldn't be. Find out real quick. That is not null. So something is going on. Perhaps this is null. Doesn't make sense. That's a virtual. What is going on here? What am I missing? Let's see. All right, so I'm not entirely sure what's going on right away. I don't think it's this, but I'm just going to do a return there. It seems like it's. Did I forget to put the question mark to ensure that I forgot to put the question mark? Basically, what's going on, and this actually just kind of saved me grief of trying to figure out something else, is that this event was null. This question mark checks to see if it's null before broadcasting it, but this event is null, so I was getting a null exception on the event itself. But that also means that my character or my canvas wasn't subscribed to it in time, so I have a good old fashioned race condition. So I think what I need to do is I need to do this a little bit differently. Go back to my active weapons canvas. I think I might need to call this before I call anything out. Let me check that out real quick. This is actually received after the player is all set up. So I need a way to get that before it's set up, or I need a way to just pull current values. I think I'm going to just try and pull the current values. Definitely a race condition. Going to stare at the code for a second. Subscribe to future ammunition changes. Get current ammunition. Oops, not ammunition. All right. So I think I'm going to add a is weapon or weapon index valid. I'm going to make this public. And now I can do if wh.weaponindex valid, which means it has already been set up before I was able to listen to the event. And then I will go ahead and get my new ammunition. So let's go back to the weapon handler. And I don't think I have weapon as public. I'm positive I don't actually, because of the naming convention on it. That's why naming conventions are super useful. I see that there's an underscore in front, so I immediately know that this is a private field. However, it is now going to be a public field. And I'm just going to pass in whatever I get from that into the event. I think that'll fix it, so let's give it a try. Well, I was mistaken. So let's go see what's going on. First, I'm going to do debug.log. Index is valid for sure. Else debug.log, no valid. Didn't even call. Does that mean I did something really silly and didn't add? Whoops. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. In all fairness, odds are is that those race conditions were still very present. I very likely would have had to done all that anyway. All right, so index is valid for sure, but my canvas disappeared on me. Completely disappeared on me. There it is, and now it's gone. It's gone because I have a canvas fader on it and I don't have one. So I'm gonna turn this off for now. I have code in here. I know that's hiding it. I'm going to turn it off real quick. I do actually need to toggle that when the character is revived and when they lose all their health. But for now, I'm just going to keep it active just to do some testing. Okay. Something's not right. It's showing the total in the current clip. Did I drop these into the wrong thing? I did not. Let's go take another quick look at my code. I know that the index is valid, so I'm just going to. And by the way, that since this is calling as valid, it shows me that the weapon actually is already set up before I get to listen to the events. So like I said, it was not a waste of time. All right, so now I'm going to get my total. Do a quick debug, see what's going on. All right, so it's returning 90 for the clip remaining, and it's returning 0 for the total ammunition remaining. Either I forgot to do an override or I messed up. Let's go check that out. I do have overridden. Double checking everything. I don't see anything wrong with these right away. I don't think I need these. Have those? Ah, there's that right there. That was an easy mistake. I was assigning both of those to the clip remaining instead of one to the clip total, and now everything's working. All right, so I have it showing on my UI. I have the code set up so that I can't fire if I don't have ammo in the clip, and that should all be working, but I don't have it so that ammo drains from the clip. So I need to set that up real quick. I'm going to, however, make a super fast backup here. All right, changes. Backup. Work towards ammunition being a thing. All right. Check something real quick. Okay. So now going back, I need to make sure that I lose ammo whenever I fire the weapon. Under firearm, when fire is called, I need to deplete the ammo as well. This is going to be probably only if I am the owning client. Actually, I'm going to set it up to work regardless for now, just because. Special effects only. Go back to the weapon handler real quick. Looking for this fire. Okay, so I don't want to track ammo in the weapon handler, which is kind of like a God script for all the weapons. I want to do it per weapon because when I cycle weapons, I will absolutely want to reduce the ammo on that particular weapon. That way it maintains whenever I change weapons. So going back to firearm, whenever I fire the weapon, the first thing I'm going to do is remove the ammo. So I'm going to do current clip ammunition -1, and I think I need a relay event. Basically what that is I can go over to my, and that's not like a real term, I just made that up just now. So I'm going to copy these events, and I'm going to go to my weapon, and I'm going to paste these here. And what I'll do basically is whenever the total ammunition or clip remaining changes on this weapon as well, I'll broadcast that, and then the weapon handler is going to listen to that on a weapon by weapon basis. For the sake of consistency, I'm going to make a new method. Call it private void remove ammunition from clip int value, how much to remove from the clip. Going to go up here and just do remove ammunition from clip 1. Very simple stuff. I'm going to do current clip ammunition equals mathDef.max 0 current ammunition minus value, because I don't want to go below 0 just in case. And I'm going to do on clip remaining change dot invoke current clip ammunition. Why is that showing red? Weapon on clip. Oh, okay. The reason that's highlighting red is because that event is in the parent class. It's under weapon, and you can't actually call events from class. So I suppose I will make a new method here. Going to be protected. This is going to be an override here. Lost my place. Here we go. Right now, this is only thing this is going to do is it will do invoke, or rather on clip remaining change dot invoke, and it's going to return clip remaining. And now, cool. And now I can go back to my firearm. I can reduce the remaining. I'm just going to call the base method of this. It doesn't really matter what I pass into the value because it's not used. Okay, so got a quick error message here. Must have just deleted one of these and didn't realize it. Here we go. I'm going to make a new virtual. Remove ammunition from total ammunition. Rename that. Change the event. Go back to my firearm. Click. Duplicate this. Now I'm going to do current total ammunition. Same thing as before, basically. Math.max 0 current total ammunition minus value. So this is going to be whenever I reload, I'll call this right here. And whenever I am firing, it's going to remove from the clip, which I'll call this one. Okay, I think fine for now. When I do call fire, it does call remove from clip. I don't currently have it reloading, so it's not going to remove from the total yet. Whenever I go up to the weapon handler, however, like I said, this is going to be a relay event. So basically what I plan on doing is whenever I call fire, it should call this, and in result, it's going to call this event. But in order to do that, I need to subscribe to the event on the weapon. So let's go down a little bit, and I guess I'll just do private void subscribe to weapon events. Pass in the weapon reference, and I'm going to pass in a boolean to subscribe, unsubscribe. First thing I'm going to do is if weapon equals null, then return. So I can't try to do that to subscribe or unsubscribes to. Now we're going to do if subscribe weapon dot on, add a little listener there, and in weapon dot on total, add another listener, and if unsubscribe, same exact thing except remove the listeners. There we go. Down and be extremely redundant here. Received whenever ammunition in the clip changes for the current weapon. Again, consistency. This probably feels really over the top, and it probably is, but at least my comments are precise, and if I ever go back to this, it should be fairly easy to follow. And plus, since I'm releasing this, guys and gals, that it's very important that I leave it in good shape. Okay. So I have this method here which will subscribe and unsubscribe, but I need to actually happen. That should be pretty easy to do. I'm just going to do under check switch weapon and then under equip weapon. Just going to probably do it here. Subscribe to weapon events, and the first thing I'm going to do is if weapon index is valid, meaning if there is already currently a weapon selected, I'm going to unsubscribe from the current weapon. And I forgot to pass in false. And next I'm going to subscribe to the next weapon. So I'm going to do subscribe to weapon events, weapons, and I haven't actually assigned it yet. So I'm going to pass it in manually, like I assigned the index value here, which means weapon is not updated yet. So I'm just going to pass it in via the array reference. Subscribe to new weapon. Unsubscribe from old weapon. All right, let's see if it works. I probably forgot something, but we'll find out. Oh, it's taking away from the total ammunition. I can't fire now when it hits 0, so that is wonderful. That looks like a simple oversight. Let me take a quick look at my events again. All right, yeah, that was apparent like right away. That, try again. Now we're cooking. Awesome, very good. And I can't fire anymore. Now I just need to check this on the server because right now this is a client side only check. So void check fire. I'm going to take this line here, and now I need to go to command fire and drop that in right there. And this should be server authoritative at this point, just for that one particular feature. Now I'm going to test this out really fast. So to do that, I'm going to go into my firearm, and I'm actually going to start a build. This isn't complete yet, but I'm going to start a build because I know the first build always takes a moment. Now I'm going to go into this, and I'm going to make this current clip ammunition public. That way I can modify it in the inspector in quote unquote hack. So that build is up. Now I'm going to save, and I'm just going to make a new build real quick. Actually, do I need to make a new? I don't need to actually make a new build. Get that build back up real quick because I'm not modifying it on the server. I'm going to modify it on the client. Quick. Client. Connect as a client. Okay, so we don't actually have any fire indicators on the server, so it's kind of hard to see if it's working. So that said, I actually do need to make a new build super fast just to make sure, and that's going to be really easy to do. All I do is I turn off special effects for the server. So I'm just going to comment this out. Now I'm going to make a new build. There's no reason for the server to spawn tracers, muzzle flashes, impacts, things like that. So save CPU cycles where you can, various things like that. I don't know who would thank you. I guess you'll thank yourself because you won't be using as much server CPU or bandwidth, and you'll ultimately save money. It's a good practice to have in general. All right. All right, so I'm firing. I have about 4 shots left. Let's go over to my main character, weapons, or A1. It says I have 4 left. Let's bump it up to like 999 because. Okay, so now I have 998, which means I just fired 1 or 2. Now, if I continue to fire, you can see I'm firing on the client, but it's not on the server. So, lo and behold, I think I'm hacking and I'm really smart, but in reality, I'm not doing anything right now. Just to show you real quick that that is the case, I'm going to fire, and you can see my muzzle flash. I'm going to fire until I'm out of ammo, and it no longer works. And it looks like I got an error message. Let me just make sure it's not the editor. Okay, that's actually mirror. The mirror bug. I'm not worried about that. I'm pretty sure if I just do a new build or reopen it and then hit play, it'll be fine. Okay, you can't actually see my player, but everything's working. Just take my word for it. Apparently I accidentally clicked Nord, my VPN. I really do like NordVPN, by the way. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but they're really cheap and they don't do logs, and I found them to be pretty reliable. Their app is super easy to use. Just I don't really have any reason not to use them. I guess there might be better, but I definitely prefer Nord. Okay. So with that said, I don't think I'm going to have time to do the reloading, unfortunately. So the reloading also requires setting up an animation and sending a command, which is probably going to be relatively easy. Whenever I reload, I need to basically block out shooting for that weapon. I don't want to block out the ability to change weapons in the middle of reload, because you might start a reload and then be like, oh, I need to switch weapons real quick. Because reloading can take time, right? Allegedly longer than switching weapons, otherwise you would never switch weapons. So I need to consider all that. I thought I'd have time to get that done today, but apparently not. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a stopping point, and I might get that done off camera. I'm not quite sure, but I will add a channel to my Discord, like I said, and I will update everybody.